Hello everybody, this is Luke and Load from Panic Gaming here to do another Wood to 5 to Diamond series video. And sorry I haven't been on lately, it's been a couple crazy busy days, and so I'm going to do 2 games for the price of 1 again here today with 2 Kayle games. And I'm going to start trying to do maybe multiple games in a video. We'll see how much we have time to play. I want to start doing more games, but at the same time, part of making these videos means that there's less time to play games. So yeah, there's definitely going to be a balance in trying to figure that out, because I actually really want to make a push for platinum or diamond this year. You know, you may think that I am really bad and don't have a chance to get there, but I feel like I've actually been improving even just over this, what are we, like episode 8 of the series, and I feel like actually reviewing my games and learning from my mistakes is actually giving me a lot more confidence and improvement. So, you know, maybe I won't get to diamond this season, but we'll see, and I actually want to try. So this first game though is up against a Nasus, and what my plan was against Nasus is I don't really like shoving him under turret, because I know that he just wants that and he's going to stack up. So I let him push to me and then kind of freeze the wave out next to my turret, and I let Vi know that he's kind of trapped there, and so we get a pretty easy gank off for a kill on to Nasus right there. So if you guys play Kayle, let me know your tips, your tricks, your builds, those things on Kayle that you see me doing that are definitely mistakes. Please point those out, and I'll love to put those into future videos and into my games so that I can improve and help us all to get better. So you can see, mostly in this lane, it's pretty passive. I don't feel like I have enough damage. I feel like Kayle is a lane bully to a lot of people, but to someone who has, like Nasus, who has a lot of sustain, and Kayle, who scales really well into the late game, I feel weaker than I think I am, and you can kind of see that during this game I kind of make some mistakes where I think I'm stronger than I am in the game, and I give up a kill because of it. In this play here though, what I'm thinking is, I see Vi invading their jungle, and so what I want to do here is just keep pushing him, keep harassing him, get him low as possible as I can, and then I kind of tell Vi, hey, come forward gank, let's just dive this guy, let's go. I'm going to have my ultimate here in a little bit, and we should be fine. So I'm just poking him, harassing him. Vi comes in, we get the kill on him, and as we exit, I make sure that ult Vi so that Lulu can't do any damage to her, and we get out pretty cleanly actually. So at this point of the game, my team is actually pretty strong. Vi is popping off. I think she actually ends this game like maybe 10-0 or something like that. So I see them, they have a lot of pressure down bot. You can see that they get 3 kills. So as Kayle, I'm thinking, okay, I can either travel all along, try to help my team, but by the time I get there, they're probably going to be recalling and nothing to pressure there anyways. So I'm just taking this top turret. One of the things that Kayle is really good at is split pushing. Obviously, she has the tools to split pretty quickly with her E. At this point in the game, I'm not super quick at it. Obviously, I'll scale up a little bit better later. But obviously, she also has her ultimate, so if someone comes to fight me later in the game, I can probably 2v1 and be okay. Now, I'd like to ask you guys, what summoner spells do you guys like to take? I took Ignite here for extra kill pressure, but after the game, they're saying, you know, take Ghost because you're going to be able to kite out a lot better. And you can see here, that was the problem that I had. This was one of the points where I thought, oh yeah, I could take down Nasus, he's weak, he hasn't had any kills, and I just get dumpstered because I get withered by him, I can't cut him out, and I go way too aggressive on him when I really shouldn't have, because I was not that strong. Yeah, so one of the things I also experimented in these 2 games is with builds. I've been going with the Gnasher's Tooth first, and in this game I think I went Runon second, which I didn't really like, so I kind of switched it up into the second game where I took Rage Blade instead. But let me know what you guys' builds are for Kayle. Maybe some of you play Kayle. If not, you guys should play Kayle, because she kicks booty. She kicks your booty. That's my awkward laugh, by the way, guys. So anyways, we meet up with them in the jungle. I ult Poppy there because she goes in and was kind of taking the damage of 4 people. Now, I don't know if that was the right call because Poppy is pretty tanky. She has shields, and she may have been fine on her own. And as you can see, Jhin almost actually dies, so it probably would have been better to save it for Jhin there, but it kind of works out. And off that play, we get a middle inhibitor, and we also clear out the top inhibitor. That was just a bunch of honestly them coming out to us, fighting us one by one and dying. And you can see that we're setting up for the Baron vision now that we got mid inhib and top inhib. Those are always going to be pushing up and pressuring the map. Guys, I don't know why I always combo 2 words, pressing. I'm just going to start using that. Pressing the lane. Putting pressure on the lane. Anyways, so setting up for this Baron allows us to get picks, which we do on the Yi, which converts into a Baron, and basically that turns into the W. Obviously, we already have 2 inhibitors. All we have to do is march down the bot lane, push that in, and we get the easy victory. So, I didn't do the most damage in the game, but I feel like I put a lot of pressure. I made a couple of mistakes there, dying to Nasus twice. But overall, I think a pretty good game. If you see any other mistakes there, please let me know. I'd love to improve and get better. But let's start going into our second game. Our second game here was mid lane, and mid lane against the Victor. So I haven't played as much mid lane over the years, so I'm not as familiar with these matchups. So it's a little bit harder for me. I know that I can still be decent in the mid lane. But part of the problem that I have in the mid lane is just not knowing, am I stronger than this person? How do I look out for their trading? What are they trying to do in their lane? And so that's something I definitely struggle with. So if you have played against Victor a lot, if you've played Kayle's into Victor, then let me know what you guys think of that matchup. I actually thought it wasn't too bad. I am taking a bit of laser damage, but with potions and with my W, it's honestly not too bad because I can just heal up, and I think I just decide, hey, I'm gonna play a passive. I'm gonna farm up. I know that Kayle skills into late game. I don't feel like I have a ton of pressure, so I'm not too worried about it. Also, we have I think this is the game I played with Genki-Khan again. This time Vi was banned out, so he went for Shyvana. And a little bit of a rough game for him in the early game, just because Shyvana isn't as strong in the early game, and we make a couple mistakes here. But you can see that what I'm thinking here is, alright, I'm going to just start pushing up Victor, and I go invade the jungle, get some wards down just so I can know where the jungler is. I see bot trading a lot, so I'm like, okay, let's roam down there and see what we can do. And you can see this gank in action. My thinking going in is, alright, let's kill this Caitlyn. What I should have done there, though, is cut through the bush and Q and cut her off. Instead, I took the path into that bush, which was kind of dumb, and it makes me waste my flash just to make sure I can get the kill. I don't even know if the flash was necessary there. My E was on cooldown, though, so I wanted to make sure that we got the kill and that the roam wasn't pointless. And they actually end up getting Taric later on. So here, you see my team is kind of focused around the dragon. I think they actually just got it. But unfortunately, their whole team collapses before I can get there. And I used my W to try to get to the fight, which probably was bad because it didn't allow me to use my W on Shyvana right when I got there. And I think I could have possibly sped her up and saved her right there. So I think that was definitely a mistake in using my W too early. So again, fights are breaking out in the jungle all over the place, and you can kind of see that this game gets pretty sloppy. It's kind of some low elo mistakes, but we trade Janna for Caitlyn right there, and I think what ends up happening too is that we just, this kind of turns into a clown fiesta where I'm on one side, my team is on the other, and for some reason the enemy wants to keep pressuring, he wants to keep fighting, which I'm not really sure why, because Caitlyn is still dead. and I'm saying to my team, hey, I'm pretty sure we can still fight this. Like, Jinx is definitely right there, so, I don't think we have much to worry about. I have my ultimate, so I let Shyvana go in, and it's kind of a Taric ult versus the Kayle ult, which one's the better one. But when Taric goes off, we decide to re-engage, and you can see I'm kind of dancing around. I took a lot of damage that I probably shouldn't have, but this Jinx is definitely popping off, and Janna gets back into lane, so we actually pick up a triple kill for this Jinx. So you can kind of see, yes, I think the best idea is you want to ult your carries, but at the same time, I've been kind of ulting my tanks, because if, at least in my opinion, if you can get a good ultimate off as a tank engages, then you're going to have a pretty big advantage, because they're going to try to burst your tank out and waste a bunch of spells on them, and it's literally going to be a waste because they get nothing from that. So you can see I try to engage on the Victor and Caitlyn there. Unfortunately, I positioned myself not in the best position, and I don't get Caitlyn, but we were able to get Victor as Janna roams up. So unfortunately here, we go for the Rift Herald, and it actually gets Gangplank ulted, and we miss the Rift Herald there. So really unlucky. I can't remember. Shyvana may have pinged that she didn't have smite, and we also didn't hit the eye. And so I'm thinking here, hey, there's 4 of us here. Let's group up. I feel like we're stronger here at this point. Unfortunately, though, my team splits up. I didn't have the map awareness there. I didn't look at my team. What is my team doing? I was really tunnel visioned on, let's go get these kills. And so what ends up happening, they split to go around to the north side of the Rift Herald, and then I go south side, and I just get caught out by myself and die pretty quickly. So here at this point of the game, I'm thinking, alright, let's just... I early pushed up the mid lane and got the turret, so we're able to invade the jungle, get some vision, and that allows us to collapse on, I think it was Caitlyn and Taric, who is in the mid lane. That gives us a free kill and helps us to engage a fight, basically when we're 4v5. And for some reason, Jin Zhao goes on me, so I'm like, well, okay, I'm just going to ult, and I'll be perfectly A-okay. So basically, we're just coming up with the same strategy, pushing into the jungle, ward up. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying enough attention, and Jinx started fighting the Jhin before I could get there, and she dies, but she also gets the return kill on Jhin. So I'm like, you know what, guys, let's go for Baron. And part of the reason why is I think we just recently cleared out the Baron, and I also went Rage Blade this game. So I know that I have a ton of damage because my Rage Blade is just going to stack up. It's going to get to full stacks, and we're going to be able to melt this Baron before they even get there. In my mind, that's what I'm thinking, and it's actually successful. We get there before, or we get it done before they get there. We're able to smite it away before the Gangplank ult takes it that time, and we can recall safely. Now I see Caitlyn shoving down bot, so to me that's pretty dumb. We're able to CC her and get a pretty kill. I don't have to use my ultimate or anything. It's a 2v1 and even a 3v1. And you can see here, I'm pinging up for my team. Let's go push bot lane now that we killed the Kaylin. The other guys were pressuring the other way, so I wanted to push down bot. Janna goes with me, which I don't know if that was the best idea. I feel like I can split by myself. But you can see, because we split, we are able to get the mid and bot and turrets and the mid and bot inhibs with our Baron buff. And from there, again, we get 2 inhibs. And with the Baron buff, when you have 2 inhibitors down, we could rotate top, but we get a couple kills, and then they just keep diving on us one by one, which makes it pretty easy to kill them off and just go for the Nexus kills again. So we end up picking up another nice W for ourselves, and as you can see here in a second, we actually get promoted to Silver 3. We skip an entire division, so that feels pretty good for us. And to let you guys know, I'm not just uploading the wins, I'm uploading all of my mistakes. I'm going to upload the losses, but I've actually been on, I think, a 7-game win streak, and so I'm sorry about that. Hopefully we'll get some more losses, even though, you know, I don't want to lose, obviously, but I think it's going to help us to improve and get better. So again, if you see anything in these games that I could do better, please comment below, and I'll throw that into the next video. Thank you guys for watching.